Going to do another little lesson today. Had a bit of time, found a little window, so I thought I'd squeeze one in. Today we're looking at one of my favourite tunes by one of my favourite bands, Stereophonics, Vegas 2 Times. This is a little banger of a song, really fun to play. Let's get into it. Okay, so it starts with that epic snare drum roll, and with that you do the L mute. So satisfying. And then hit an open D chord. Then with your sweary finger, you're gonna, once you hit that chord, you just do some pull-offs on the A string on the 3rd fret, but whilst maintaining the rest of that D shape. So you go. Okay. And then you do this sort of ascending pattern where you go. And all that is an F sharp root note, a G root note, a G sharp root note, an A root note, and then a D and a C, a C and a D, rather. I think the trick is, if you're not that familiar with this type of thing, is to get the timing right. It's kind of on the push. Push, 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 pull. That last one's a little pull off. Push, 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 pull off. Push, 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 pull off. Okay. Yeah, that's the main riff, and that also is the chorus as well. So when he's singing over, kind of hard to sing and play it at the same time, actually. So that's the riff and the chorus, and the verse, it just goes, so coming out of the riff, it's just, okay, so that is just a G7 chord, which is basically like a G, if you do it with these fingers. Yeah, so that's a G. Taking that finger off, and with the first finger, hold down that high E string, and that gives you that G7 sound. So without it, it's just not, it hasn't got that thing, but you need that note in there. So make sure you hit that, all 6 strings. But make sure you're getting that high E in, because otherwise it won't sound authentic. Then we're into the verse. So the verse is basically like a B7 chord. Yeah, for those not familiar with a B7, it's 2nd fret, 2nd A string, 1st fret D string, G string on the 2nd fret. But take the first finger off, and that D note kind of doesn't ring out. Give it a bit of vibrato as well. It's got attitude, this song. Then you're just an E major, and then for this sort of weird chordy bit, you're gonna, and just kind of jangle it. It doesn't have to be tidy. And that's just a little finger on the G string on the 3rd fret whilst doing the E major. E major with the extra thing there. There's probably a name for this chord, but who gives a fuck? Okay, so that's it. that's how they all go together, and then you got that. One more time, you got that. And then we go into the bridge. And the bridge, the chords to the bridge are D, D7, I think, or was it D6? I'm not sure. Then a G, then a G7. Okay. In fact, maybe on that G, I don't think you have these fingers there. So just those two, and then add the G7. So yeah, D, D6, or D7, whatever the fuck it's called. That G chord, and then a G7. Whilst he's doing that, he does these kind of little pentatonic things in between. The first one is... So, and then these, and then it goes up to there for the G. It's a bit hard to tell what he's doing here, but it's all kind of around this area. You know, I think he doesn't play it the same twice live. It's got the wah going on. Then he does this kind of... And it's kind of builds up. And all that is just that. It's just like a... Sorry. So put off. Put off on the D and the C, and then back to the D. And that riff is the same as the main riff. Get the general idea, and that's pretty much the whole song. There you go, Stereophonics, Vegas 2 times, and until the next video, adios.